right. We're back with another episode of with Lisa, Aaron, and Phil. And we are excited for the triumphant return of the lead singer of the Smokin Cobras.
Returning champion, Dean
Simone.
Returning
champion, right. All right. Welterweight champ now.
One of our favorite guests. You know, you're on our VIP list. So
all right, man. Glad to be on it. I feel the same way about you guys, man.
Yeah. So we're doing an Aaron's Audible on Can't Buy a Thrill by Steely Dan. That was Dean's choice.
Yeah.
I lost the fucking spreadsheet again. Sorry, guys.
Oh,
I don't know what this spreadsheet is, but it sounds elusive as hell, man.
It is.
I think it's got all their thoughts on the album.
It's especially elusive when Lisa's trying to find it.
Right.
Take time, find that spreadsheet.
Yeah. Well, we just converted a first down inside the 10-yard line because we found the drills working. So, but yeah, Dean, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about why this album is so impactful to you?
Well, this album was actually my first foray into Steely Dan. I discovered this in high school. I had the single when I was pretty much a child, a kid. I had bought the single for Reelin in the Years, and I had older cousins who were into Steely Dan, so it got me into it pretty quickly. And then by the time I hit high school, I was going to school in Georgia, in Atlanta, and I was sort of a Yankee in Atlanta. You know, I'm from New Jersey, and Donald Fagan is from New Jersey. And I just kind of identified with that sort of lovable, sarcastic humor that they have in their songs. And I always dug the musicianship, and I just started digging in. And the more I dug in, I loved all the albums. But Can't Buy a Thrill was my first Steely Dan album that I bought, and it's always been a really special album to me.
And it is the first Steely Dan album for that.
It's the first Steely Dan album, and my cousin Billy had it, and I remember listening to it at his house, and I bought the single, and I was hooked, and I'm still hooked. I love Steely Dan. I do want to say this before we get into it, that my son, who just went to college, my 18-year-old, so we're kind of empty nesters, not really, but my son is going to Bard, which is where Donald Fagan and Walter
Annandale.
Yeah, the Annandale, exactly. This old school that they were never going back to. My son is going there. So he's a big Steely Dan fan too. And so it's pretty cool that he's carrying on the Dan tradition.
Yeah, as long as Fagan doesn't go back there, because that means bad things for California.
That's right. I'm one into the sea. Yeah,
I bet there's some old Steely Dan stories around that Bard, probably. You know, Bard University.
Yeah.
He'll probably be well versed in by the time he comes back during spring break and all that stuff.
Yeah, we met the president of the school, and he actually he said that Fagan has made peace with them, and actually is pretty pleased with the school and what the school's about now. Unfortunately, Walter Becker has passed away a couple of years back, so it's a pretty cool school. You know, Chevy Chase went there, Christopher Guest, Jonah Hill, one of the Beastie Boys went there. So, they're pretty cool place.
So one thing about Steely Dan, they have very distinct sounds. But what this album taught me is that it was very eclectic. Also, some of the other songs on this album were more, there were some country influences there. There were some, more contemporary rock at the time. But one thing it wasn't, though, and I have to agree with Donald Fagan on this, is it's not Yacht Rock. There was an HBO documentary done recently where the director of the documentary approached Fagan about making some comments for his work, and he was met with an abrupt no when he compared Steely Dan to Yacht Rock. But I did create a little video.
Wasn't he met with a fuck off?
Yes. But let me go ahead and play my little creation here that held me up earlier. So
HBO's new Yacht Rock, a documentary, is stirring up conversations about what defines the genre and raising a few eyebrows along the way. Typically, when the term yacht rock is mentioned, names like Jimmy Buffett come to mind, evoking breezy, feel-good songs fit for boat docks and sunny beaches. But Steely Dan, for fans and musicians, their music belongs in an entirely different realm. While some of their later tracks may share a polished production style with other acts associated with yacht rock, Steely Dan's body of work is far more varied, innovative, and frankly, on another level musically. Director Garrett Price seemed to touch a nerve when he reached out to Steely Dan frontman Donald Fagan to discuss the band's inclusion in the film. The exchange, now infamous among fans, was anything but cordial. After Price asked if Fagan would talk about their connection to the genre, Fagan responded with his signature dry wit. "And what genre is that?" he asked. When Price hesitantly answered, "Yacht rock," Fagan fired back, "Oh, yacht rock. Well, I tell you what, why don't you go F yourself?"
That's right. I was close.
I couldn't get the quote exactly. Just couldn't find it on YouTube, but I wanted to include that because I thought that was, that was interesting.
That sounds appropriate. That sounds like
Spot on.
Right.
So
Aaron,
know why I think they're folded into yacht rock is because
Why is
Michael McDonald is on Peg and a few other tracks.
Yeah, Michael McDonald. Yeah,
he
is.
6 Degrees of Michael McDonald makes you yacht rock in some people's eyes.
Right. Yeah, that's true. And also the Doobie Brother crossover with Michael McDonald. And also there's that connection with the Doobies with Jeff Skunk Baxter too. You know, he's in all those entities.
He does he does that pedal steel in Fire in the Hole, right?
Absolutely. Well, he was pretty much the lead guitarist on that whole Can't Buy a Thrill album. To me, I know they brought in different people. Even on that album they did, but he's one of my all-time favorite guitarists. Like My Old School is maybe my favorite guitar lead. I love that guitar lead. But I think Skunk Baxter actually was working for the U.S. government for a while, wasn't he? Like working for the aerospace, or he's like
I don't know.
Yeah, he's a brainiac, man. He's definitely an interesting character.
So Jimmy Page said that the guitar solo for Reelin' in the Years was one of his favorites of all time.
Actually said it was his favorite of all time.
Yeah,
the favorite of all time.
That's Elliot Randall. Randall. That's an amazing guitar solo, man. I love Reelin' in the Years. It's still every time that comes on when I'm listening to music randomly or I listen. I mean, I still honestly actively listen to this album probably at least a couple times a month. It's still one of my absolute favorite albums. But that's another great lead and just so recognizable instantly, you know?
Yeah.
I never owned a proper Steely Dan album. I had a greatest hits. It was like Steely Dan Gold. And then I got the box set that was Citizen Steely Dan.
I remember that.
That's all the albums in chronological order and all the songs in chronological order, but remastered. But I didn't necessarily know where one album stopped and started.
Yeah, well, that's cool though. You get all
after the album ends, it rolls into Bodhisattva.
I love that song. Won't you take me by the hand? Another great one, man. I think a lot of people really clicked into Steely Dan on Asia. I think that's
that's my favorite of their albums, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. So, but I want to ask Lisa because I want to get the woman's perspective. Do they fall into the Rush category of like music that men like and women don't, or do you like Steely Dan? My wife calls him Scary Dan. She doesn't like
it. No, Reelin' in the Years, Dirty Work, Do It Again. I recognized all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And their songs, especially Reelin' in the Years, of course. But yeah, I didn't realize Dirty Work and Do It Again were songs I had heard before.
Mm-hmm.
But just spoiler alert, that's my top 3.
But you don't think it was like nerd music or like?
No, it's not man music.
Okay.
That's what my wife says too. That's what she feels about it.
Yeah, I feel like it has an appeal for women more than some other options we have reviewed.
I think it is in the category of Rush and Frank Zappa, where
Frank Zappa.
it's
Right.
98% dudes.
Yep.
Yeah. But I mean, I liked it. It's one of my top 3
Yeah.
of music of albums that we've done.
This is our
This
24th.
might even be number 1
Okay. Wow.
So
That's strong praise. Yeah.
for me.
You want me to go over my little Steely Dan notes here, Phil?
Yeah, I asked
Yes.
Aaron to do that. That would be great, Aaron.
I keep it short, I think. So Walter Becker is from Queens. Donald Fagan is from Passaic, and then later New Brunswick, New Jersey. They met in 1967 at Bard College. That'll be the day I moved back to Annandale. They both dug jazz and Frank Zappa and beat literature and a band called the Fugs. Their college bands, the Don Fagan Jazz Trio, the Bad Rock Group, and the Leather Canary all featured Chevy Chase as drummer.
Right. Isn't that crazy, man?
The duo moved to Brooklyn in 1969, trying to sell music in the Brill Building, and producer Gary Katz took an interest in them. While they were there, they scored a low-budget Richard Pryor movie, and they sold the song to Barbra Streisand. They moved to L.A. when Katz moved to L.A. to be staff songwriters for him at ABC, and he suggested that they form their own band because their music was too complex for ABC. And so they did just that, and Katz became their producer throughout the 70s, and Roger Nichols was their engineer throughout. Can't Buy a Thrill's their debut album. It was released in November 72. Becker plays bass and guitar. Fagan plays keyboards and sings. And the band in the studio is comprised of session musicians. It's named after a steam-powered dildo from William S. Burroughs' Naked Lunch.
I did not know that. What Carson used to say? I did not know that.
I did not know that. Yeah. And
So they named their band after a steam-powered dildo.
Mhm.
Yep.
Hey, just clarifying. So obviously they were aiming towards women.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
trying to get a female audience.
Yes, maybe all the women in the audience probably. I don't know. I mean, that could have been a great keychain.
There you go.
You know.
I think it was a strap-on.
Okay, but I mean, for
Mhm.
yeah, they could have had a Steely Dan keychain. A little
And,
mini dildo.
And the Steely Dan signature is the mu major chord, which is an add 2 chord with special voicing and harmonic context. And I don't know musical theory, so that's about as deep as I can go.
Well
And
done,
that's
Aaron.
that's it.
Yeah, very well done. That's
Very informative.
Well done. Yeah.
not
Thank
here to do a total biography, but I think Walter and Donald Fagan, Walter Becker, Donald, in interviews, a lot of the other members came and went. There were a lot of really great musicians. Like, what was the guitarist's name? Elliot.
Oh,
Elliot
well,
Randall.
Yeah, Elliot Randall. He was kind of tight with the band, and he would work in and out with them. But the original band that Aaron was alluding to out here in LA was like a Fagan, Danny Diaz, and Danny Diaz had a band in Long Island that he was running, and they were looking for a singer, I think. And then Becker and Fagan actually tried out for the band, and as they explained it, they hijacked the band. But Danny Diaz stayed with them, played with them for he was like part of the band for the first couple albums.
He's the one that plays the electric sitar and Do It Again.
He is, and I got a story about that electric sitar and Do It Again.
Well,
So-
that's the first track. Why don't we start with that?
Let's start with that, and before we dive in, I do want to say this is my personal connection with that. So there's a studio out here in LA, SIR, and you can rent equipment and guitars if they're sort of like a specific type of guitar amp. So I did a song when I was in a band called Warsaw Cocktail, and we wanted to have like a sitar in it, and I rented that sitar style guitar because it's actually a guitar. It looks almost like a Dan Electro. And I think it might be manufactured by the same people, but it sounds like a sitar. So anyway, I rented that guitar for a track that we were doing. And I found out when we rented it that it was, in fact, the guitar that Denny Diaz used in Do It Again. So I hold and play that guitar, and it's actually on a song that I wrote and tracked many years ago.
Yeah.
So that's
was
definitely
it,
within 6 degrees of separation.
I know, right?
Was it easy to play? Was it difficult to play?
It was a bitch to play, man. That action was like, you know, man, I felt like I was lifting weights, but it had a really good tone and it did the trick. It was super, super cool. But I remember at the time I knew one of the people at SIR, and when I rented it from him, he was like, yeah, man, that's the Do It Again guitar. That's the one they use. It was like, wow.
That's amazing.
That's the Do It Again guitar.
Did that make you more determined to conquer it?
Yeah, that and my knowledge that I would, of course, at any moment be an overnight success in the long night that ensued. So I was like, yes, Rockstarville, let me play this. But I wasn't singing in that band. My ex was actually the singer of that band, and I was strictly the guitarist. But you know, it was cool. I mean, it had a great game, but it was just super difficult to play.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was a challenge. Yeah.
Well, so there's another great story from Dean. I remember the Jello Biafra letter.
Yeah.
That was a good story too.
Yeah. When you're old and in LA for so many years, then you know the stories keep coming.
They pile up.
Pile up. Yeah. They're
So-
piling up.
So Do It Again. Where's that rank on this album for you, Dean? I mean, what you got any comments about it other than the great story you just gave us? But I mean,
Do It Again ranks number 2 for me. I love the lyrics. I love the kind of Latin feel. You know, I like the theme that is run through so many of their songs, which is, you know, a person in spite of themselves that is trying to change but can't change, but has to change, but resolves to change, and in the end doesn't change. You know, they come back to that a lot. I like the fact that, you know, they kind of work in that karma sort of thing into it. What's really funny is like Fagan did not dig that song. He felt it was too blatant attempt at commerciality. And
it's got a sitar.
It's got a sitar, but like he was like, oh, we're
a plastic organ.
Exactly. Yeah. But Fagan complained about that one. He complained about a lot of the songs, but that was one that he felt blatantly commercial.
That's his nature. Him and Zappa, actually.
Yeah. And Don Henley, they're natural.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
They're bitches. Yeah.
Well, so I made a couple. I may have a little listener fatigue from Do It Again. I acknowledge it's a really great song. It features everything I kind of like about the band, or at least knew about the band before this venture. The bongo drum intro was cool. I love the jazz bass, and I think what they do lyrically, not only in this song but a lot of songs, is always very interesting.
I agree.
You know, they don't follow common poetic tempos or rationale. I don't know how to say that. It's kind of discordant in the way that their lyrics are done, and I like that about them.
I agree.
Song has that.
Yep.
The chord changes aren't what the listener expects, I think.
No.
Yeah.
No, they always throw in what Elton John calls in songwriting the rogue chord, that one chord that you don't expect to kind of launches. They're masters of that, for sure.
Right.
Yeah. And
so I put it at 4.
There's everything with that.
You put it at 4?
Yeah, I fully expected the 3 songs that I really knew the best that I would just rank them 1, 2, and 3. But I found one song worked its way up higher.
Okay.
Interesting
for me.
I love it. I love the song.
Yeah, it's my number 1. And my notes are immediate Santana vibe.
Totally.
Great sitar and plastic organ solos. And this next one I stole from another review. This sentence: the holy trinity of the American pursuit of happiness, violence, sex, and gambling. And then my other note is like a beat novel, which is kind of their whole thing.
I like that, man. Yeah. You swear and kick in Vegas that you're not a gambler, man.
Exactly.
Find your back in Vegas with a handle in your hand. Yeah, that's true, man.
What you think, sweetie?
Huh?
What you got?
What?
Do it again.
Oh, I liked it. It was my number 3. I did have, there's a little bit of too much. I really like the lyrics. There was a little too much solo for my taste.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
But that's where you disconnect with me specifically and a lot of women, in my opinion.
Guitar solos.
Right. Guitar solos.
That's a place where you could put perfectly good words, right?
Huh?
I said that's a place where you could put perfectly good words.
Yes. Thank you.
So far, Lisa has echoed my wife's sentiments.
Yeah.
Exactly. So she will concur with
it is a gender divide for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I guess
I don't mind a little bit of guitar solo, but 1 minute later, I'm like bored now.
Enough already with the guitar.
That's when it moves to the organ.
Right? Oh yeah, right. Or the bass.
What about the old instrument we did a couple weeks ago, Aaron? Never mind. Let's move on. Let's move on to song 2 here. It'll come to
it'll come to you.
Kings. At least it's like a snake draft here. How about you go
Dirty Work, isn't it?
Dirty Work is 2.
Dirty Work.
Oh, Dirty Work is 2. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. I love Dirty Work.
Yeah.
I rank Dirty Work
as... That's your comment? You love it?
I enjoyed
4.
Oh.
That's his comment.
Okay.
I'm saying 4?
4? 4 for me. Yeah. What were you saying?
Okay. For me, it was number 2. Okay, ratio to lyrics to instruments. I like the lyrics. All of that brought it to number 2.
I like that criteria of ratio of words to instruments. I can't
ratio.
You gotta really appreciate this. I'm gonna tell her now. She feels the same.
That's hilarious.
And that's what I wrote. Okay, ratio. Yeah.
That's a big thing. That's a big box on your list.
It is.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I'm in the mix.
Right.
Well, there's another one that Fagan complained about and said was, again, too commercial, and he thought it lacked artistic quality. Highly critical of his own stuff, but I dug it. I love the lyrics. Times are hard. You're afraid to pay the fee, so you find yourself somebody who can do the job for free. I love this idea of this guy hooked on this woman who's married, and it's illicit, and he's on the crappy end of it, and he's the guy that gets the booty call or gets that call when the guy's out of town. Now remember the song Ricky Don't Lose That Number. Mm-hmm. Supposedly this is the same woman, and this was the wife of a Bard professor that he was hoping to have an affair with, never had an affair with, but had all of these dreams and fantasies about what that affair might be like. And supposedly this song came out of that same fantasy. Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, I've known this song.
I kind of like that. I like that story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I was going to say
that he was crushing on this woman, and it wasn't happening.
No,
was she loose?
No, I think she was just charming and beautiful and smart, and with this professor that was a lot older than her, and she was closer in age to Fagan and Becker than she was really to the professor. But she was, like you're saying, he was crushing on her, and she was, because he was a talented and funny guy and stuff. And I think that he came to some of those parties where the students actually would come to and meet the professor and stuff. So he had a lot of doings and goings on with her, but never a relationship. So
kind of like The Graduate, I guess, a little bit.
Kind of like that. Yeah, exactly.
Like if you imagine Art Garfunkel.
There's a lot more references that aren't The Graduate, but
yeah. But what I was going to say is that,
I like that. I really like it. I mean, did they maybe have an intellectual situation, and that
I heard him talk about it in an interview, and he said that nothing ever came of it. It was all completely in his mind, but it was a lot of grist for the mill in terms of his fantasizing. Yeah, and he sort of turned it into a romantic notion. It's sort of very Holden Caulfield. It's got a lot of that. Wanting and wishing. I think there was a lot of that in Fagan's character, and still is. So I think that's he romanticized a relationship that never was.
For me, this would be a great song. Was this in Rushmore?
No, but
it's almost the story. It's that story.
It's in American Hustle. It's in a lot of movies.
Yeah, that is a good call. It would fit perfectly. It would fit
the story of Rushmore.
Yeah, that's a good dot connector there, Lisa. You're absolutely
and
right.
that's both of them not getting the girl.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
And I do love Rushmore, by the way, one of my favorites.
Yeah, we recently had a Wes Anderson, movies of Wes Anderson episode.
My kids all they're massive Wes Anderson fans. So,
yeah, me too.
Dirty Work. I've known that
episode
song.
Was one for Aaron, I think.
I've known that song my whole life, and it just went right over my head. I had no idea it was Steely Dan because it was so different. It's so different from Peg.
The stuff that you expect.
It's because David Palmer's doing the vocals.
David
vocals. But it's also, we've talked about whether it appeals to women or not. It's a romantic song. I don't think they really delve into romanticism.
Romantic song. That's a really
and considering the name is Dirty Work.
Yeah.
But it's romantic.
No, it is. It definitely is. That's a super good. I never thought about that, but there is a romantic aspect to it. That's true, man.
Yeah, I had it number 2, but I guess okay. So
as did I.
I've got it number 6.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I think I bet I'd like it better if Donald Fagan sang it. And
yeah,
I'm going to steal from another review again. Chick.
Did we lose Aaron? Did he freeze?
He might have locked up. He's on
Story about a guy being used as a living dildo while the hubby is out of town.
You glitched.
I heard that part. But I think the important part.
Did I glitch?
Yeah.
You glitched. Human dildo.
I'll read it again. David Palmer's wimpy vocal completely fails to capture the bitter undertone of the story about a guy being used as a living dildo while the hubby is out of town.
Who said that?
Fair enough, man.
Alt rock chick. And I think that's kind of in the back of the head, maybe what was bugging me, but about the song, I don't know. I think I would like it better if Fagan sang it. I think Fagan probably would too. So but he can't do that. That key's too high for him, right?
I don't know if it was that. I think literally he literally refused to sing it. Fagan did this a lot. There would be a lot of times when they would do something and he was like, "No, I'm not feeling it. I don't want to sing it." And they'd be like, but Palmer wasn't around the band that much because he started out, I think, as the drummer, and then he started doing some singing, and then they were like, "Now your drumming's not good enough," and then they demoted him to background singer, and he was like, "Yeah, go F yourself, I'm out." So
good for him.
Yeah, another one thing about that too is Jerome Richardson, who's a big jazz saxophonist. He played on that, and he had no idea what he was going to play or what it was going to be. And that's a common story with Steely Dan throughout the years, where they'll bring in these people from the purely jazz genre, not even fusion people, like purely jazz people, and come in and say, "Here's this." Usually they got a lead sheet and maybe a cassette the night before, literally, and they would be like, "Okay." Come in because they wanted that spontaneity, and they also were known for rehearsing something, rehearsing it, and then finally doing a take of it. And that was definitely Fagan, his approach to things. So I think that's kind of the way they did that. Tedious though.
So so we probably move
the
along
30-minute mark. Yeah.
Okay.
So where we at? Brooklyn, Aaron?
Kings.
What's that? Kings.
My list is all. We talked about the spreadsheet, right? The set
Yeah.
list is, I mean, the track list is all mixed up. And so
Okay, so
I'm gonna
Kings
have
is
to
number
spin
3.
on there.
Kings.
I'm going to
Kings.
spin on there and to do it in order here. So.
All right.
Yeah. I would love Kings. It's my third to last choice. Fagan sang it. I always love his voice. Not a lot of songs out there about Richard the Lionhearted, so I suppose that in and of itself.
I got that. I picked up on that.
Yeah, that's that. I always felt like it was an analogy for Richard Nixon. When I was growing up, I always felt like, yeah, the last King Richard. But I was thinking King Richard's actually the good guy in it. So so I don't know. I mean, it was always one of my not favorite songs on the album. It's an okay song.
It's my number 4.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. Great backing vocals, another great Elliott Randall solo, and there's cool guitar fills in this one.
I would agree.
Like in the right ear.
Yeah.
Well, when you get a strong album, good songs get the back of the line. But
Well, before Philip speaks, I will speak because it's my absolute last. It was just annoying interludes. I'm not sure what it was that was annoying me because I'm still tone deaf, but something was annoying me.
Jeez, I wish my wife was in on this one. Boy, you guys have to meet, man.
Yes,
Great.
absolutely.
We'd love to have. We do that.
We need a little less sausage in some of these.
Little less sausage in that.
Despite the Steely Dan.
Gumbo.
Thank God we no longer have to deal with steam.
A
By
little
the
less
way,
sausage in the sauce. Huh?
Love it.
I'm all about the batteries and the plugs.
There you go.
All right. So what did you rank Kings, Phil?
I have a number 7.
Pretty
I like
interesting.
the jazz elements to it. I agree with you, Aaron. The harmonies, the background singers are great. Just did not stand out like 6 other songs, I guess, that were in front of it. But I had it Richard III. Now Richard the Lionheart, that's not Richard III, is it?
It's Richard the First.
He's the first Richard. He was the original.
Richard the First.
Third is the one that had
It's like the Robin Hood cartoon. King Richard's gone and Prince John is on the throne.
Yeah. He was Little Richard.
Yeah.
Little Richard.
Had to go there.
Yeah, he was the almost a midget.
Right.
The
Richard III was this is the winner of our discontent.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Hunchback, killed
I
the
don't know.
twins.
Right.
in the
That's who
tower.
I was thinking
Pissed
of.
off, talking to the camera. But there would be no Ferris Bueller if there wasn't Richard III, It's time that they use that convention of speaking directly into the camera, man. So,
breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah, Bill Shakespeare at it again, man. Look at that.
I like a good fourth wall break when it's done well.
Right.
A lot of people.
Push on to number 4, Midnight Cruiser, just because we got time rolling here.
Okay.
Midnight Cruiser. Jim Hodder sings lead on that one, the drummer.
Yeah, the drummer.
Yeah. And another Loser on the Loose song, like Deacon Blues, another Felonious, my old friend. Great line, and love that approach. I love the Gentlemen Losers, that they speak eloquently and often of those
I always thought it was felonious like monk, but the lyrics said felonious like a crime. Yeah.
Like a crime. Yeah.
Okay.
Loving
I
that.
thought it was Thelonious too.
Yeah.
Like the
I
I
didn't get that far into the word.
Fifth for me. Fifth on the list.
5th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
But love it.
So
it's my number 8.
Oh, so that's way down the list for you, huh, man?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's down. There's only 10. But my notes are "Drive Me to Harlem" or "Somewhere the Same" is kind of a very Zappa-coded lyric. And it's right up there with "Turn Up the Eagles." The neighbors are listening from everything you did.
Right. That Eagles Steely Dan feud, man, that's a big thing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's another one where I say it'd probably be better if Fagan sang lead.
what caused that feud?
It was a friendly feud, but that's why they stab it with their steely knives, but they just can't.
Frenemy. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They were good natured going at it, and we alluded to earlier, I'm sure that was a super good bitch fest between Fagan and Don Henley. So
kind of a waspy,
Stab it with their steely knives. I love that.
a waspy rap.
I never would
War.
have put that together.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was a shot
Yeah.
at Steely Dan. It happened.
I love that song too.
Me too. Yeah.
Well, I got Midnight Cruiser at 6. To me, it's the beginning of it sounded a little bit like Werewolves of London. I thought.
Oh wow.
I did think it was like Thelonious, Thelonious from literature, not the crime, but I would say I had it. It's more sophisticated, but it kind of reminded me of something they may have worked out in like a garage band project, kind of like they may have just been jamming or sitting around and came up with it. It didn't seem to be overdone or anything. So 6.
Could this be I Love My Car for stealing? No.
On the car? Is that a Queen reference? Is that
Yeah.
Their little red.
a great Roger Taylor song? But we digress.
Steely Dan is not my number one.
Yeah,
Understood.
Sorry.
Queen trumps.
Queen's
Hand on my grease gun there.
Yeah, it's like a disease, son.
What you got, Aaron? Did you put yours?
Did we? This was Midnight Cruiser, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave my notes, I think.
Okay.
So next one, number 8. If that's next one's Only a Fool Would Say That. It's my number 3, and my only note is Samba.
Yeah, man. That's a good note. That's true, too, right? Talk about a world where all is free. It just couldn't be, and only a fool would say that.
Yeah.
I like the way it deals with a lot of delusions on both sides of the ledger, negative ones and positive ones, negative and positive cliches that we get thrown at all the time, and only a fool would say that. I think it's brilliant lyrics, and I love the very end when you hear the laughing and the voice says, solamente un toto la mencionara. That is actually Jeff Skunk Baxter talking Spanish, saying only a fool would say that. So I love that song. I think it's a great song. One of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, that one sticks in my head, man.
Well, when I was looking it up, I found something. I'm surprised. I thought you guys might have.
I was
seen
leaving
that
it for
song.
you.
Well, I did like the Brazilian bossa nova bass line, is what I called it. The chorus, I didn't care for that, but I think that I think they're trying to make a statement apparently, because this is supposed to be a clap back to John Lennon for Imagine, which they found to be too idealistic.
Oh wow, really? I didn't.
Yeah.
know.
So, yeah, Dean, I thought that's probably why you brought it, since you brought the last one you brought it with John Lennon.
And
I saw that was rumored.
Yeah.
So it's,
Right, I tried
it
to
may or
find
may
something.
not be,
I tried to find
but
something.
it is an interesting take either way. Yeah.
Wow. Well, on a side note, I know we're moving, but I just wanted to say this. When we took my son to Bard, my wife and I spent the weekend in New York City, and we ran by the Dakota every morning. That was weird, man. That was just like it was like heart-wrenching for me to go by there, man. But I never heard that situation or that story about John Lennon and
people still put out flowers and signs and stuff.
Yeah, man. There was people. There was a bunch of us in front there. I took my picture the first day that we ran by it, and there was a lot of people there. Certainly, you could see, and it wasn't just people my age. It was people like all the way down to my 18-year-old son's age, man. I mean, it was like, it's a big deal. You feel it, man. I know you guys probably have been there too.
I haven't been to New York myself.
Well, I'll tell you, man, you feel it. I don't know. Maybe it's just my own romanticizing, not of the incident.
I probably would feel it. Yeah.
You just feel like, wow, this is where that person that I adore lost their life. It's just really weird.
Yeah.
It would be powerful. I get a feeling of serendipity or something.
Yeah.
Something.
I think that's a bad word, but
it's definitely.
I think I get your intent.
That may be too positive a word, but I know what you mean. Just a feeling of
evokes a feeling.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
It would
Absolutely.
evoke a feeling. I can
So-
definitely see that.
So only a fool would say that ends side 1 of the LP.
Yep.
And we flip it over and drop the needle. And we get this raging Elliot Randall. I guess that's him that starts it off. Reelin in the years.
Yep. Love it.
Um,
After all the
Love it.
things we've seen and done, you find another man. The things you think are useless, I can't understand.
yeah.
Great lyrics, man.
It's my number 2, so it's kind of chalk, I guess. Do It Again's my number 1, and Reelin in the Years is my number 2. But they're great songs, man.
Reelin is one for me.
Yeah,
Me too.
I could have gone either way, really.
It's a great one.
I think the Santana vibe just pushed it up a notch.
Yeah, it's super awesome song, man.
Yeah.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
haven't
we'd mentioned that one about Jimmy Page's favorite guitar solo.
Yeah.
Too.
Exactly.
Right.
Which is super cool. I love that. It's a great solo too.
Yeah, and brilliant lyrics. I like when he calls out
Oh,
his
yeah.
girlfriend's shit.
Yeah, I
You've
know.
been telling me you're a genius since you were 17.
Yeah, and all the time I don't know what you mean.
It has a kind of frenetic pace to it. Like if you were on
Yeah.
a telephone, it would be like he's at a phone booth or something trying to call his loved one or something like that. And he's just being,
You know,
Trying to get it
the way
going.
the way he jams the syllables in there, it is Zappa-ish too. It's like from Billy the Mountain.
Yeah, that's all great points. You know, there's so much hurt in Fagan's voice, even though there's such an intellectual sneer and humor to what he does. Certainly a sardonic sense of humor. It's there, but I also feel like there's a vulnerability and a hurt with him in a lot of his things that I think really speaks, man. I feel it, and I've always loved that about him. So this song epitomizes it for sure.
yeah.
Hey, who's that guy?
More comments, sweetie?
This is Otto the Husky.
Black Date, it's
Poo.
a hit for a reason. I don't think I can say anything, better or worse. So,
Aaron is up there with the bears. I hope you got it. You don't have the bear, do you? You got something else?
No, but Otto
Yeah.
just knocked my coffee cup over. Gotta
Okay.
resort to
I was
my
trying to
cup.
tell you it's time for a walk. I guess we better get moving here.
where we at?
Fire
So
in the
what-
hole.
Fire in the hole.
Yeah. Fire in the hole. I love. It's number 3 for me. Fire in the hole. Nothing left to burn. I'd love to run out now. There's nowhere left to turn. I have felt like that many, many times in my life. Fagan song. Love it. I've heard so many things about what this song's potentially about. I've heard it's about getting arrested. I've heard it's about a trip to a dominatrix. There's so many different interpretations of this, but I definitely get that feeling, especially when I was waiting tables. I just felt like, am I myself or just another freak, like feeling like you're in this world where you have to put this sort of front out and you're this other thing. And I love it. It's 3 for me and one of my absolute favorite songs. Love Fire in the Hole.
Okay.
It's my number 5. My notes are coolest keyboard bits on the album and pedal steel from Jeff Baxter.
Agreed. Yep.
Where you got it, sweetie?
It's my number 9. I put Discordant, and it honestly, it just didn't really hold my attention. So, it just didn't grab me.
My wife hates it, Lisa. I'm telling you, you guys got to
There we are.
It's
My
symbiotic.
9 and 10,
Symbionts.
Fire in the Hole and Kings. Those are the only ones that if I were making a list, I wouldn't consider those for my list.
Gotcha.
And this is one of the few albums I didn't just rate the songs and then move on. Like I would listen to a song once, I'm like, nope, yep, kind of. But this album, I actually did listen to each song more than once.
Wow.
Cool.
I know, right? And of course, I did the same with Queen.
Yeah,
Right, Phil.
that's what I was saying.
I might still be listening to Queen.
I thought this was very New Yorky or New Jersey, East Coast type. I could hear. I felt like maybe Billy Joel may have been inspired, may have liked this song. There could be some unity there, the urbanity of it, I guess.
Some New Jerseyness.
Yeah. The piano he got very experimental at a certain point. Was it Fagan that was playing? I guess it almost reminded me of like a Stravinsky piece, like The Rite of Spring or something.
Yeah.
So it was a very thoughtful song, but I had it low in my rankings. I had it 8, but I did, I can appreciate the craftsmanship of it. But.
Love it. Yeah, for sure, man.
All right. Next is Brooklyn Owes the Charmer Under Me.
That's 7 for me, but I love the song a whole lot. Love the lyrics. Not 1,000% sure what the hell he's talking about in it, but I love the snippet of lyrics: "A race of angels bound with one another." I love the whole of time we gain and lose and power enough to choose. I don't know what he's talking about, but it sure makes sense to me. And again, it feels like it's kind of the misunderstood song. That's another David Palmer one. And Danny Diaz, who was really the third founding member of the band, hated it. It's his least favorite song of the album, and he lobbied real hard for that song not to be put in the album. That's what I got on it. Still dig it.
I was trying to figure out if it was a where or a her, and I just never could. So I just put no. It's my number 8.
Okay,
so third from last, and I just put no.
Yeah, it's my number 10. The Palmer songs, I guess, are all.
You're not digging Palmer, Aaron. You're not. You're having none of the Palmer thing there, man.
He's not having it.
Not having it.
And bring on the Fagan.
Bring on the Fagan, man.
But I guess I'm the Lone Ranger. I mean, I have it ranked 3rd. I really liked it, but I've noticed a pattern emerging, like when we did with Kevin, when we did Wind and Wuthering. I liked the pop hit on that album more than anything else. And Kevin was like really into a lot of the deeper cuts and was really excited about it. Kevin being Dean's drummer on the Cobras.
Oh, but, Kevin. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're Kevin.
Yeah. When he, but
yeah, definitely not my cousin Kevin.
So this song was a little bit more accessible maybe than some of their other stuff, and I'm a sucker for it. I really liked it. I liked the steel guitar. I thought that was very innovative, very very non-Steely Dan of them to do that. I thought that was pretty good.
How non-Steely Dan of you?
Yeah, right.
To do a steel guitar.
They did the pedal steel in 2 back-to-back songs.
That is true, man. I love that. It's a great song. It was down there for me, but it is certainly a great song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my number 10 if I didn't mention.
That's Palmer. It's Palmerized.
But
it's Palmerized.
Two Palmer for you.
Palmerized.
So, next one is Change of the Guard. And looks like it's.
I'm not crazy about it. I thought it was pretty on the nose with the lyrics, which is not usually their way. I kind of like a little of the Motown feel that it had in it, but that is the only song that Fagan and Palmer actually sang lead together on. And it's pretty straightforward about music changing society. I don't think there's anything special about it. I put it 9. Probably actually could have been 10. I think maybe the next one, Turn That Heartbeat Over, was a little ahead of it. Now that I think about it, not one of my favorites on the album.
It's my number 9 also. My notes are sort of a Steely Dan version of Dancing in the Streets, sort of Motown. Yeah. But it seems a bit out of place, and it lacks the usual Dan complexity. Good guitar solo.
Agree right across the board, Aaron. Good
and a little more info musically for me would have made me say Change of the Guard is my number 4 because the little Motown.
There you go. It's got.
I was raised on Motown.
There you go. The dance song.
Well, you didn't detect Motown in it, so you didn't.
I did, but I think I detected it in the nuance of I liked it. But I didn't straight here Motown. I didn't make that connection. I just put nice. I like it.
Definitely has
There
the
you go.
feel. Puts the little rhythm guitar on the snare on the 2 and the 4. Has that groove to it. Definitely has that Motown dancing in the street. Exactly.
Right.
Definitely has that feel to it. So it has definitely got more danceability to it than maybe anything else on there. So yeah, I think my wife would be with you again there, Lisa. What'd you think, Phil?
I had it number 9 also. I thought it had a little bit more with the Billy Joel, like My Life maybe. Although, you know, I think they precede Billy Joel and all these analysis makers.
Oh, yeah.
So it's Joel that would be kind of influenced by them, I guess. But great guitar, kind of radio ready, applies to any era. But number 9 nonetheless. I find a lot of positive things about all these songs. So.
3 9s and a 4.
Yeah, it's crazy. Then the last song is "Turn That Heartbeat Over Again." That's my number 7. It moved up a little bit. It was lower before, but I decided that it's a nice bookend to do it again with the beat novel thing with the users and boozers and 3-time losers. And I like the lyric. And they closed the package store.
Yeah. That's Walter Becker.
That's a liquor store in the East Coast, right?
And that's Walter Becker singing some lines in that, which he never does.
Oh, I didn't realize. Walter
A rarity. It's
Cry a Jag on Me.
Cry a Jag on Me. That's that. There again for me. 10 on the Steely Dan album is 2 or 3, and somebody else's album. There's nothing I dislike about it, but it just like was I think Phil had mentioned, you know, in a great album, even good songs get ranked 10. So there it is. By the way, Phil, I have to say, I love the shirt, man.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite bands right there.
Yeah,
there you go.
I didn't think to put mine on, but the lighting's bad
there you
here
go.
anyway.
You're kind of in silhouette there, though. It's kind of Aaron. You're just sort of like the silhouette.
I should say people can go on the Cobra's website and order merchandise, right?
You know, I think so. We're kind of up. We're kind of picking up the website right now. We're getting ready to shoot a new video soon, do some recording. We've got a really new guitarist that's been playing with us for about a year that actually went to school with Tony, the bassist, and going really good. And we're having a great time and playing some cool shows. So it's been a really good summer. And
well, Aaron was kind enough to get this for me. So.
I love it, man.
Well, they were kind enough to give it to me for you.
Man. So
special occasion.
Hey, you guys got to schedule some PMC shows.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, you know what? I love going up there. I mean, we've gone up there on vacation. Just
we'll bring out the protective
there
witnesses
you go,
to
man.
see.
You know, I mean, they may be nervous with an Italian heading there because they may think that I'm giving away some location secrets.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
right?
Henry Hill is not really dead. Maybe he's up there somewhere, man, lurking around.
Yeah, maybe.
I recognize no one. I see no one.
Who left the blinds open in The Godfather?
I see nothing.
All right, Aaron, what's number 10 here, buddy?
Oh, I didn't put them in our order.
We're down to the last track, though, aren't we?
That is the last.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was the last one.
All right. So here's what we'll do is I'm going to pause it so we can get in under our hour.
Okay.
And then.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, Aaron, what are our rankings?
Are we playing anything before?
Let's go ahead and play our drum roll now. And then before you announce the banger, I'll cue up the other.
All right. I'll go backwards then, I guess. Number 10, Turn That Heartbeat Over Again. Number 9, Change of the Guard. Number 8, Kings. Number 7, Brooklyn owes the charmer under me.
It is.
It's hard to say, kind of. Number 6, Fire in the Hole. Number 5, Midnight Cruiser. Number 4, Only a Fool Would Say That. Number 3, Dirty Work. Number 2, Do It Again.
Well, that their song right there is a real banger.
It's so bad.
Go ahead. Say it again.
Play the banger.
Well, that their song right there is a real banger.
It's a banger.
It's a banger.
It's a banger. At the start. Okay.
Reelin in the
years.
I kind of knew.
I think we all suspected.
Yeah. But man, that was a fast hour, wasn't it? It's almost kickoff time, man. Yeah. The Bengals did pull out their win, even though they lost their quarterback.
What happened with Joe Burrows? How badly is he hurt? Bad? Or
He got hit at the end of well, he was sacked actually, and his toe, I guess. I don't know if he's got a fractured toe or something like that.
Jeez.
But he hobbled off the field, and we'll find out, I guess.
Yeah, by the time he was almost to the door, there were two guys, and he was not using that foot. It's his left foot.
So
You guys are
We
snakes.
were talking about a toe, so
Well, look on the bright side of it. Next year, the Reds will have Kyle Schwarber hitting home runs.
yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, got a minute or two. I was about to say to ask you how your Phillies
To be
take.
honest about
How's
my
it gonna
Phillies
go?
take. And my dad watches them every single day. I'm a little pissed off at the Phillies as a general rule, and this is coming from somebody that grew up. I went to Connie Mack Stadium first time to see a game. I'm going to do this sacrilegious thing that every Philly fan's going to hate me for. If they get in the World Series, I'll start watching them again. But they have bled me out too many years, and I'm sort of, you know what?
Wow.
I know about them. I read about them. I'm still could tell you the whole team and stuff. But I'm like, I'm not going to invest in them this time until they get to that point because I'm not a big Castellanos fan and I'm not a big Alec Bohm fan.
Yeah. You know when the last time the Reds won a playoff
90?
series
I
was?
don't know, man. Yeah.
1995. Davey Johnson was the
R.I.P.
manager.
He just died. He
Rest
just
in
died
peace.
last week, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to think they have a shot at Schwarber, but that's as much as you might like to
There's
play
no
here,
Schwarber.
they're not going to put the money.
He grew up. He's a Cincinnati boy. His dad was.
I
they
know,
need to, but
but they're not.
it's Cincinnati.
They
They don't
Try
have-
being a
don't
Bengals
pay.
fan.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm feeling it might happen.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I know, and all my Philly friends, please don't get pissed at me. I'm still an Eagle fan, true, but I just can't. Every year, I feel like I walk down. Think, I'm not a big dumb.
At least you're in
True,
the
man.
postseason.
But come on, this is sort of like Buffalo Bills, Minnesota Vikings territory. It's like
Right.
how you get there
Yeah.
and choke every year. Not in 2008.
Yeah. Well, the Reds choke in the wild card if they make it, which was what 2020 and
Dean,
2013.
do you have anything you want to
2012?
promote before we run the closing montage here?
Yeah, definitely Gringo Hunters. Don't watch the English version because that's actually not the original version. The Spanish translation version with subtitles is actually how it's supposed to be watched because the thing is half in Spanish,
All right.
half in English. Otherwise, you're going to get some weird overdubs, including in my own voice. But the actual version is the Spanish translation version, and I'm proud of it. I think it's a really good series. I hope they bring it back. Haven't heard anything yet, but
Well, we haven't checked it out, but
Where can we
It's
watch
on
that?
Netflix.
Where's the stream?
okay. Gringo Hunters, at least.
Gringo Hunters.
Perfect.
I play Larry Case, the 8th richest man in the world, so it's definitely a major acting job for me.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I'm sorry the Lakers show.
Yeah, that was
went
the other
down
one.
so
I got a
quickly for
recurring
you.
role in that, and then they canceled it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a future in real estate for me. I'm not sure. But in the
I
meantime,
might have to run.
Well, we'll definitely look it up, and just in case, we'll watch
Great
both
seeing you, Dean.
versions.
I got to run the credits here, but great to see you again, Dean.
you two guys take